Elara's breath hitched. "You did this!" She leveled her pulse rifle at the man wiping green ichor off his blast vest. He didn't even look up. "I did what? Get us stranded? Get your precious science team ripped apart? Last I checked, Doctor, I pulled you out of the fire. You led them right to us. Your shortcuts through the embargo zone? You might as well have painted a target on the Pathfinder." Elara kicked a shelled creature. "I hate you, Jax. I truly, deeply loathe you." He sneered. "The feeling's mutual, sweetheart. Your by-the-book idealism gets people killed. You hesitate, I act. Now, are you going to whine or help me find high ground?" Hate was too small a word. Jax was a mercenary who saw quadrants as piggy banks. Elara was a zoobiologist. Now they were the only survivors of a crash, trapped on a world that wanted them dead. The jungle floor gave way. Elara cried out, tumbling down an embankment into a shallow cave. She landed hard. The air was different, thick, sweet, and pulsing with a faint violet light. "Jax!" "Don't move," his voice echoed from above. "I see you. Just don't move." She froze. The light wasn't a mineral. It was a garden. A carpet of fungal, flower-like organisms, pulsing in rhythm. They looked like fleshy orchids, all aimed at her. "Jax, what are they?" "No idea, but they look expensive. Don't break anything." Before she could reply, one coughed, releasing a shimmering cloud of spores. They hung in the air, sparkling. Elara held her breath, but it was too late. One mote landed on the exposed skin of her neck. It didn't burn. It felt cold, a tiny electric sting that vanished. "Got you!" Jax's arm appeared, hauling her roughly up. "Can't you watch where you're going? You're a liability." Elara shoved him away. "Get your hands off me." But as she said it, a wave of dizziness washed over her. Her vision swam. She grabbed her head, a sharp pain lancing behind her eyes. "Hey," his voice softened slightly. "You okay? You look pale." Elara looked up at him, her sworn enemy. His face was streaked with mud, his jaw set. In that moment, her heart hammered against her ribs, a sudden, sick, and powerful jolt. It wasn't fear. It wasn't hate. It was, to her horror, a wave of pure, undiluted attraction. "I'm fine," Elara snapped, stumbling back. The feeling was gone, leaving her nauseated. "It's the air. Let's move." She pushed through the fronds, refusing to look at him, but she could feel his suspicious gaze. Was it a hallucination? A side effect? The pain in her head subsided, replaced by a low, persistent hum beneath her skin. It felt hungry. They hiked for another hour, the jungle shrieks a constant assault. Jax took the lead. Elara, normally a skilled tracker, stumbled. Her focus was shattered. Every time he stopped, her eyes locked onto him. She noted his shoulders, his forearms. She hated him. He was an amoral brute, the reason her team was dead. So why did her skin tingle when he was near? "We rest here." He tossed a ration bar to her. Elara fumbled the catch. "I'm not hungry." "Eat, you're lagging. I'm not carrying you." She glared, ready to retort, but the words died. The thing inside her surged, a jolt of pleasure so intense it made her knees weak. It was aimed at him. The parasite liked him. She tore her eyes away. "Don't tell me what to do." "Then don't act like a child." An overwhelming urge flooded her, an instinct to walk over, to wipe the crumbs from his mouth, to touch his face. She recoiled, horrified, scrambling away. "Stay away from me." Jax stood, his expression hardening. "What is wrong with you, Elara? You got bit in that cave?" He took a step toward her. The thrumming in her veins became a roar. The need was a physical ache. Closer, the parasite screamed. "No, I'm fine," she yelled, raising her rifle. He stopped, his own weapon snapping up. They stared at each other, enemies in a standoff. For Elara, it was torture. The parasite punished her for the aggression, sending electric pain through her nerves. "Put the gun down." His voice was low. I can't." Her finger trembled. The pain was unbearable. Suddenly, a blur of motion erupted from the canopy. A Xylotian stalker, a six-legged predator, slammed into Jax, throwing him against the tree. His rifle flew. Elara didn't think, the parasite acted. The pain vanished, replaced by a cold, protective rage. The world snapped into focus. She saw the stalker's claw raise, aiming for Jax's throat. With an animalistic scream, Elara charged, firing at the branch above it. A half-ton bough cracked, crashing down and pinning the stalker. Jax scrambled free. Elara was already on the creature, emptying her clip into its skull. She stood over it, panting. Jax stared, wide-eyed. "You saved me." She turned to him, chest heaving. The parasite sang in her blood, a euphoric chorus of reward. He was alive, he was safe, and the only thing she wanted was to feel his arms around him.
Jax's stare was unnerving. He didn't see a colleague. He saw a liability that had just inexplicably saved his life. "You're welcome," Elara's voice was breathless. The parasitic euphoria was fading, leaving her shaky. The need was still there, a constant magnetic pull. "Your reaction time, it was fast, too fast." "Adrenaline," she lied, reloading. Her hands were shaking. She hated this. She hated him. But the parasite had decided Jax was its favorite toy. They had to move. Night was falling, and the stalker's death screech would attract scavengers. They found a shallow, defensible cave. Jax started a blue fire core. Elara sat as far away as possible, hugging her knees, fighting the biological imperative to bridge the gap. Every time he moved, her eyes tracked him. Every time he spoke, her skin prickled. "You're burning up." He tossed a canteen at her. She was. A fever was raging, a side effect of the parasite acclimating. The scientist in her was terrified. The new, corrupted part was ecstatic. "I'll take first watch." "No, you're in no condition. You're trembling. Talk, Elara. What happened in that cave?" "Nothing!" He roared, standing up. "Stop lying. You're erratic, feverish, and you just went full-on berserker for me. You, who's been trying to get me court-martialed, so talk." He was yelling, he was angry, and the parasite loved it. The passion, the energy, all directed at her. A fresh wave of dopamine hit her so hard she gasped. "Jax!" Her resolve crumbled. The fever and the parasite were a potent combination. She wanted him. She hated that she wanted him. Before she could stop herself, she was on her feet, grabbing the front of his vest. "Elara, what are you?" She silenced him by smashing her mouth against his. It was a kiss of pure desperation. It was wrong, but the relief was immediate. The parasite flooded her system with a pleasure so profound it was almost spiritual. A drug, and she was an addict. Jax was frozen. Then his own instincts took over. He grabbed her waist, kissing her back, his confusion lost to the raw physicality. A sharp thwip sound broke the night. Jax grunted, his body rigid. He shoved Elara away. A silver dart was sticking out of his shoulder. "Trink, ambush!" His knees buckled. "Jax!" Her parasitic high shattered. 3 figures emerged, their armor black, rival mercs. One leveled a rifle at her. "The asset is ours, Doctor. Step away from him." Jax collapsed. The parasite in Elara's mind went from euphoria to pure cold panic. Its host partner was threatened. Elara's fever-bright eyes snapped to the merc. The world went red. The parasite was taking over. "Get away from him." Her voice was a low, inhuman vibration. The merc laughed. "Or what? Kiss me to death?" Elara unhooked the knife from her boot. The parasite flooded her muscles with synthetic adrenaline. Before the merc could aim, she had crossed the 10 feet and buried the knife in the weak spot under his arm. The next 10 seconds were a blur of red-hot, parasitic rage. Elara moved with a speed she didn't possess. The second merc raised his rifle. She was already inside his guard, shattering his visor with her elbow. She grabbed his sidearm and shot the third merc. Silence. 3 bodies lay in the humid night. She was covered in their blood. The parasite sang. It had protected its mate. She ran to Jax, hands shaking, not from fear, but from the ebbing adrenaline. "Jax, wake up!" He was out cold. She dragged him to the fire, her mind a mess of love and violence. She had to protect him. She tore open her medkit, injecting him with a stimulant. As she worked, she found herself stroking his face, brushing back his hair. It felt so right. Idiot, stupid, arrogant, beautiful idiot. His eyes flickered open, groggy. "Elara? I'm here." Her relief was so profound it made her cry. "Fight's over? It's over. They're gone. You're safe." He looked at her, at the tears streaking the blood on her face. Her expression was one he'd never seen. Pure, unadulterated adoration. "Elara, why?" "Because I think. She leaned down to kiss him again, the parasite screaming, "Yes, yes, bond, complete the bond." As her lips neared his, the skin on her neck split open. Jax's eyes widened, his training kicking in. "No," he yelled, shoving her back. Elara fell, confused. What? A single, silver-blue tendril, thin as a wire, was emerging from her neck. It waved in the air, reaching for him. It wasn't love, it was reproduction. The parasite didn't care about her. It was a symbiote needing two hosts. It had infected her, created a false, desperate love, and flooded her with protective instincts just long enough to transmit its other half to him. All her love was a lie. "Get it out," Jax grunted, fumbling in his medkit. He pulled out a silver auto-injector, marked with a biohazard symbol, a purge shot. "Jax, no!" A parasite flooded her with terror. "He's trying to kill you. Stop him." She scrambled for her knife, but Jax was faster. He pinned her. "Elara, this will kill it. It's going to hurt. You have to trust me." It says you're lying. It says you'll kill me." She was sobbing, fighting him with a strength she didn't know she had. "It's the parasite. It's lying to you. Fight it, Elara. Fight the love." She looked at his face, strained and desperate. He wasn't trying to hurt her. He was trying to save her. Her own anger, her real anger at being used, finally surfaced. She stopped fighting. "Do it." He slammed the injector into her neck. The world exploded. It was pure fire, a chemical burn that scoured her from the inside out. Her scream was a raw, agonizing sound. The parasite died, and she fell into darkness. She woke up days later. The fever was gone, the hunger was gone. Jax was sitting by a fire, cleaning his rifle. He looked over, his expression unreadable. "You're awake. Rescue beacon is active. Ship in 2 days." Elara sat up, her body aching. She touched her neck. A raw chemical burn was healing there. "You saved me. We saved each other." They sat in silence. The hate was gone. The false, parasitic love was gone. What was left was something new, a quiet, scarred respect. They didn't need to speak. They had survived. They were free. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell to get wonderful stories like this.